Hello there guys, welcome back to another C# tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to talk about interfaces. The basic idea behind interfaces is allowing other users to use your code. Okay, but the way they are going to use it is that they are going to implement a standard that you specify. Okay, because you don't know what kind of code they are going to write. That seems kind of weird to say, but I think an example will explain things very well. Okay, so I'm going to start with defining a number of objects here, a number of classes. I'm going to write an employee method, employee class very quickly. Okay, so maybe not an employee but person class. Okay, here we are gonna use public person name. This should be string semicolon, and public string person age. Okay, that's very simple here. I'm gonna save that. And now I'm gonna write a library for sorting these values. Okay, so here I'm gonna use a class. Okay, and I'm gonna say sort lib or sort the class dot C#. Okay, now here I'm gonna use another keyword that you haven't seen before, which is a static void sort. So what is this one gonna receive? We're gonna receive a person class, an array of these objects, which is the or p. Okay, let's say boolean equals boolean flag equals true, while flag equals false for int I equals 0, I smaller than p dot length minus 1 and I plus a plus. What are we gonna do next? Well, if p of I dot person name is greater than p of I plus 1 dot yeah, okay, what are we gonna get here? We are gonna use a swap method, flag equals true, because this means values are being swapped. Let me see, person class tmp equal p of I, and p of I equals p of I plus 1, and p of I plus 1 equal tmp. Okay, so we are swapping these values until everything is finished, right? Okay, now we need to put a read method. Let's go to the main program. Wait a second, this person class. Yeah, maybe I'll flip these values right away in the main program, right? So here I'm gonna say person class p capital equals a new person class of maybe 5 values, right? Okay, so p, I'm gonna write it in code, right? Fill it in code right away. P of 0 equals a new person class. There we go. P of 1, yeah, wait a second, since this one can be filled with a loop right away. For int I equals 0, I is more than p dot oops, this should be like that. Okay, dot length and I plus plus, and p of I equals a new person class. Wonderful. Okay, after we created all the objects, we're gonna fill them. So p of 0 dot person name equals Smith semicolon p of 0 dot person age equals 30. Okay, so 1 2 3 4. Okay, 1 2 3 and 4. So we have 5 people: Smith, John, okay, Todd, Michael, uh, Linda, whatever. Okay, so we have these names right away. Maybe we change the ages: 10, 40, let me say 22, and yeah, 32. Well, whatever. Okay, so we have these values. We fill these, and next we are gonna do what? We are gonna sort them. Sort class dot. Wait a second. This should be. Wait a second. I should put a public static void sort. Okay. So we have this class, we have this method that is gonna be used to, we're gonna use to sort objects. Now forget about static for now. I haven't spoke about that keyword, but for now just write it as it is, in order not to create extra objects and confuse things. Okay, so here we have this one, and now I'm gonna say sortClass dot sort, and I'm gonna pass p into that, and next I'm gonna display the values for int I equals 0, I is more than what, p dot length, and I plus plus, and console dot write line. We have p of I dot person name. Oops, again, problem with this keyboard. Person name and sorry, plus comma p, sorry, plus p of I dot person age dot to string. There we go. We have these, and final statement is what, console dot read line. Wonderful. And we have this one. Now we're going to test it. Hopefully all the name appear in alphabetical order. But anyway, what do we have? We have what? I made a mistake here. Actually, this is an integer, right? And I wrote string. What a shame. Okay, stupid mistakes all the time. And also, what this one? Forgot the brackets. Open, close a bracket. Okay, this is the method. And run. And another mistake. How awful. Okay, so this is one thing you look at here. For strings, you cannot compare them using this one. You should say, wait a second, dot compare to. You should use the compare to this guy. This is greater than 0, if I'm not mistaken, right? So I'm going to say save. Let me build that and see if everything works fine. Okay, so it's working fine. Okay, so the problem here, where's the sort class? Okay, when you are comparing strings, you cannot use greater than, smaller than, because these are objects. Strings are objects, and there is no greater than, smaller than operator for comparing them. Okay, so you'll have to use the compare to, and this one should return a positive number that is greater than 0 if the first value is greater than the one you are passing. Okay, so if p of I dot person name compared to p of I plus 1 dot person name results in a higher in a positive number, meaning p of I dot person name is greater than p of I plus 1 dot person name, then sort things out. Okay, so now we're gonna run this, and let me see, JKAL MNO PQRST. Okay, that seems okay and fine, but there is a mistake in the main program, and this one I am always printing this guy, right? Wait a second. This is gonna be 1 2 3 4 along the way I am filling the data, and run this again. and now I have the ages, no problem, 10, 22, 32, 22, blah blah blah. So what about the names? The names are sorted. Okay, so far so good, there is no problem, right? Now this is the thing that's gonna show you the issue. What if I don't want to sort them based on, let's say, uh, the name, right? I want to sort them based on the age. Well, basically, I'll have to go to the sort method and change that. And okay, age is greater than this one. Okay, I have to change the way I'm comparing things here. And then I run this code, and now I get the data sorted by age now, right? Okay, that was easy. What if I have another field and I want to compare on that field? Okay, or what if I want to sort them in descending order? Or what if I have a totally different class and I want to use this same sort method? The answer is, well, you have to change this method every time you use a different class, or every time you have to you want to change the compare condition. Okay, so this is a problem because in many cases there are lots of cases where you want to write a function but you don't know what kind of objects the user is using. In order to solve that, you will have to tell the user or ask the user to tell you, okay, what kind of objects he's using. Now, this is done by specifying an interface, okay, and specifying how these objects should behave. So, in order to do things well, okay, we are going to define an interface that this sort method will use. The interface is going to be like a standard that anyone who wants to sort the data should implement that standard. So instead of passing a person class array, you will pass an array of objects that implement that standard. So let's see this in practice. I'm gonna go here, right click and select add, and I'm gonna say, where is that? A new item, and in the new item I'll go to code and select interface, and I'm gonna change this into sortable interface. Okay, now what do I need in here? Okay, I just need to change the way I'm comparing things, so I'm gonna say public int compare, open a bracket here, and I'm gonna pass a sortable interface value v, and close this and put a semicolon. So this is the kind of function that I want the objects to implement in order for them to be compatible with my own code. So how I'm gonna do this? Well, I have to update the sort method. Okay, so this sort method is gonna receive what? Sortable interface list of objects, or objects that implements this interface. They could be any type of object, but they should always implement this interface. Okay, so now I'm gonna use the following. If p of I dot compare p of I plus 1 is greater than 0. Okay, so a positive value means the value is what do you call it? A value is the first value is or the column value is greater than the other. Okay, So this is going to be sortable interface. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so we did these changes. Now the problem is, well, what kind of code is going to get executed here? I haven't wrote anything in compare, right? This is just an interface. This is telling the user the type of function and the parameters he should take into consideration when defining his objects. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to go to the person class and we are going to implement things here. Okay? Yeah. Why did I do that? I don't know. Okay, never mind. So here I'm going to put a colon here and sortable interface. All right. Okay. So I put this one. Now this is very similar to or looks like inheritance, but anyway, this is not inheritance. Now if you put if you click when you write this one, if you put the pointer here for a second, you will get this dialog, and if you click here, you'll see there's implement interface sortable interface. So far so good. So I'm going to click this one, and you can see this one. Okay, it filled the code for you, right? It created a method with the exact signature here in the sortable interface. It is the exact same signature. Now what you have to do, what you have to do here is just implementing the the compare code. So now I'm gonna say the object being passed here is also a person class. So I'm gonna say person class p2 equal v. So far so good. And now I'm gonna say if p this dot person age is greater than p2 dot person age, then return 1. Else if this dot person age equals p2 dot person age, return 0. Just you could subtract and return the value right away, but in this case I'm just just for clarification. Okay, this dot person age is smaller than p2 dot person age. I can say return -1. Okay, it's as simple as that. This is the compare method. Okay, so I'm gonna save this one. Okay, and let's have a look at the code here. I'm gonna run this code now, and there's an error, of course, because there are a lot of things that I didn't do well. What is it? It's not valid for this item. I'm sorry. There shouldn't be a public key, right? Okay, another error. Cannot implicitly convert type, blah blah blah. Okay, I have to put a cast here. Always forget the cast. Okay, run the code. Another one. Not all code path sends value. So here we are returning values, and yeah, just need to turn 0, something like that. And now, okay, so the code is working, but you haven't seen much of a difference, right? Let us have a look at the code in the main program. Okay, this is the main program. You simply define a list of objects of type person class. You fill these objects, and finally you are gonna call the sort method. Okay, so what happens inside the sort method? Let's go to the sort method. check this out. In the sort method, you are receiving objects that support the sortable interface. Okay, let's put a breakpoint here. Okay, and now I'm gonna run this code. Okay, so check this out. I'm saying that this is a list of sortable interface objects. Okay, if you click here on P, you can see that it is a list of person class. Person class is implementing the sortable interface object. Okay, so it's like the objects has two definitions. It's not it is having two definitions, but actually it is implementing another definition, which is a sortable interface. So everything's gonna work well here until it reaches this statement. I'm gonna run here quickly. You can see now this is gonna call the compare method. So let's go into the code, inside the code here, and this is the compare method in the person class. This is the person class, as you can see here, and this is a compare method. So it's gonna run here. Sorry about that. Now check this one. Here you can see we are passing a person class, although this is a sortable interface, right? And so on. So we continue running, and yeah, it's working fine. Now we haven't seen the advantage of all this complication yet. Okay, now this is the thing. I am not gonna change my sort method at all. Okay, I'm gonna now create a new class with different fields, and I am going to use the same sort method in order to sort them. Okay, so here I'm gonna add a class called animal. So I'm gonna define some animals here. Animal class. Okay, so what do we have? We have public string, animal name, public int, animal speed. Okay, so we have these two, and also I want this one to implement the sortable interface. Okay, and yeah, where's that? Click here, and yep, there we go. And here, what do we have? I'm sorry. This is gonna be public because I want others to access it. So sortable interface compare. I have this one here. Now I'm gonna sort the animals by name. Okay, so I'm gonna say return this dot animal name dot compare to v dot okay, I'm gonna cast this one right away, which is animal class. There we go. V dot, wait a second, I will close this one. Okay, I'm casting this right away. Dot what animal name. Okay, so this is a very compact comparer. Yeah, that's very simple. I'm just changing this one right away, casting right away, and passing the cast field into the compare method. I'm not creating a pointer and changing the cast and later on calling the member variable in 3 different statements. I'm using one in order to you know, just a shorthand. Okay, save things here. Okay, so let's go to the main program, and this one should work fine. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to create another array. Animal class ANM equals wait a second, this is an array, and animals equals new animal class. Oops, capital small animal class open wait a second, off. Let's say 5 animals here. Okay, so for int I equals 0 is more than 5 and I plus plus, and animals of I equals new animal class open close, and then yeah, animals of 0 dot animal name equal. Okay, I'm gonna put cat here, semicolon, animals of 0 dot animal speed. I don't know how fast. I'm gonna say 2 meters, 3 meters per second, something like that. Maybe put it 5, no problem. Animals of 1 dot animal name. Okay, oh, wait a second. Just copy and paste things, speed things up. Sorry if this looks kind of boring, but in some cases it becomes very useful, and you need to understand this before we start working with wind forms. Okay, so cat, we have dog, we have bird, uh, 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 eagle. Okay, uh, well, we have a fish, we have what? Make this a bird, okay, something general, and yeah, monkey. Monkey. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So the cat, the dog, I'm gonna assume the dogs run faster. The bird should be, let's say, 10. A fish should be, maybe 12 or something like that. A monkey, maybe 4. Okay. And now I'm gonna call the sort method. Sort class dot sort animals. Now pay attention here. I'm using a different type of objects, and I'm gonna sort them using the same method. Okay, and finally, I'm gonna well, let me put this one here because it seems it's kinda already sorted, right? So I'm gonna make this one like that. Sorry about this. Just to make sure, 1, 2, 3, and 4, just to make things unordered. Okay, so that you can see they are not ordered at all. Okay, sort, and finally 4 int I equals 0 is more than animals dot length, and I plus plus. I'm gonna say console dot write line animals of I dot animal name. Okay, I'm just gonna write the names. I won't write anything else. Okay, so now I'm gonna run the code, and obviously I did another mistake. Look like that, and move this one. Oops, what was the error? Okay, run. Okay. Oops, the index is wrong here. The index is 4. My mistake. My mistake, I'm sorry. Okay, let's go run the code. Now, check this out. We have bird, cat, dog, fish, and monkey. So this method was able to sort what? Was able to sort the people based on their age, and was able to sort the animals based on their name. Okay, if I want to change the way I'm sorting, so instead of let's say sorting them in ascending order, I want to sort them in descending order. Well, I go to the animal class. Instead of returning or comparing them this way, I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna reverse the value of the compare. So yeah, and I'm gonna run this, and you can see monkey, fish, dog, cat, bird. Isn't that cool? Okay, I didn't change anything in the sort method. I changed the compare function. Okay, let us go and try to play more with that. Let's go to the person class. I'm not accessing the sorted class, as you can see. I'm gonna go here, and instead of this, uh, well, I'm gonna change this one as well. Minus this plus. So now I am reversing. I'm gonna display the names in descending. Uh, sorry, the people based on their age in descending order. You can see now the age is being reversed. Cool, right? Now I want to sort the formation of those people uh, based on based on their names, not age. Okay, so I'm gonna say return this dot person name dot compare to and p2 dot person name. Okay, so I'm gonna compare sort based on the names in ascending order. So you can see JKL, J, this is J, K, then L, so Linda, M, and O, P, Q, R, S, so Smith, T, and Todd. Okay, as you can see, I never changed anything. All I did was change the function in the object itself that I am trying to sort. So, and everything get changed based on that. Okay, so the same principle applies to any kind of library. So in any case where you want to write a library and you don't know what kind of objects the user might create, you might want to define an interface. So to recap here, an interface is specifying the standards that other users should implement. So here, this is the standard. I just have to write a single function. Maybe the standard requires you to write, let's say, 20 other functions. No problem, you just list them here, and then the user should implement all these functions in his or her code. Okay, so again, you define the interface, then you write the function that uses the interface, or the library that uses that interface, and whenever a user wants to use your library, they must implement the interface itself. How do they implement it? Well, they use this form like inheritance for the interface, and then they will have to implement each function you specified in the interface itself. Okay, so this is the implementation of the animal class. This is the implementation. Where is that? Go down here. This is the implementation of the people class, the person class. Okay, and so on. You can use as many classes as you want with your with the sort method, as long as they implement the sortable interface. Okay, I hope this didn't confuse you much. uh, I hope things are clear. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.